Will you please pick me a book to read?
Yes. Yes, I will. Just read some of those. Sorry, not happening. And you had it the wrong way.
No, it's manga. It's backwards.
Nah, not right now. Again, not right now.
I'll be right down. Are you okay? I think I may be paralyzed. I'm sorry, there's nobody here by that name.
Thanks.
Is it the one I bought?
It is Monday, September 3rd, and last night Anthony picked this book out for me to read. It's Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuvel. And I know nothing about it except I've heard good things, and it takes place in space, I think. So that's what I'm going to be reading. So I'm on page 35 of Sleeping Giants. It's very intriguing so far. And so it doesn't take place in space. Maybe they'll go to space later, but I don't think so. So basically, so far, it is told in interviews. And so this woman is, when she was a little girl, she went into the forest and she fell into this big giant hole that was lined with these metal walls and fell on a big, huge, giant metal hand. And nobody knows where it came from or what it is. And so 20 years later, she is working as a scientist, and she is actually trying to figure out what this hand is and where it's from and all that kind of stuff. So we get the feeling that it's from aliens. And a forearm that fits the hand has just been discovered, so they're trying to see if there's more pieces of this body randomly and what it's for and why it's there and who it's from. And that's basically what it's about, so far at least. So I read 102 pages today of Sleeping Giants, and it's very interesting. Sometimes it's a little hard to follow because of the way it's formatted. Like, it's just basically interviews and written reports and transcripts of, like, audio recordings. Kind of like Illuminae, except Illuminae is, like, formatted really well, I guess, and this is just formatted, like, boringly. If that makes any sense. Like the interviews are just like that. So, and it doesn't have any dates or anything like that, and there's like a lot of time that passes between each thing that happens, I'm pretty sure, which just makes it kind of disjointed, I guess. It makes me not feel so like invested in the characters or anything like that, but I am really interested to see what happens next. It's pretty easy to read quickly. Like, I read 100 pages today and I didn't even spend that much time reading it. I'm definitely intrigued. I want to know what's going on with this giant robot thing with backwards legs. Gross! It's gross and humid out. You can probably tell because my camera's all foggy. Gross, that's so gross out. Ugh! It's 30 degrees and it's humid. Anyway, I'm going home now. Hi. I'm waiting for Anthony to come home. I don't know what he wants to do for supper. He asked me when I was at work, and I said, I feel like we should make something with the chicken that's in the fridge. He didn't reply. So I cooked the chicken and did nothing else with it in case he like ends up bringing something home or something. At least the chicken's cooked and I can put it with something tomorrow. And I listened to some stuff on my phone while I was cooking the chicken. I listened to the end of the last Books and Booze podcast. I will leave some links in the description if you haven't heard that yet, but it's pretty good. Each episode's about an hour long, and their second last episode they actually had a guest author on, which is pretty cool. And I watched, or not really, I mostly just listened to Theresa's wrap-up from Ivy Muse for her August reads. And she read Sleeping Giants, which I think is interesting, because I'm reading that right now. And she gave it 4.5 stars. I feel like she liked it better than I am currently liking it, but I am liking it. I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm definitely intrigued. I just feel like the layout is not working the best. I feel like I don't know. And it's funny because in her wrap-up she said that she thought the layout worked better than it did in Illumine, and I think the layout in Illumine works better than it does in this one. But anyway, that's my little update for you for that. For now, I'm gonna read until Anthony comes home. What's bothering me the most about this book so far is that mainly it's interviews, and it's the same person interviewing everyone, but we don't know who it is. And they're just talking about super personal stuff in the interviews, which I feel like would not happen. And the way the people are giving their super personal answers are not ways that people would give these answers. Like, I feel like people would not say the things that they're saying in an interview about a giant alien robot thing. Like, it's irrelevant. And I feel like that is what the people being interviewed would say. They'd be like, this has nothing to do with anything, it's personal, I don't have to answer your fucking question. What the fuck is wrong with you? I just feel like it's super unrealistic, that part of it. They go into, like, not, like, super detailed, but detailed about having sex with people. Like, detailed enough that people wouldn't say those things. And just like that, one interview later, I'm super ridiculously intrigued. That's what this book is doing to me. It's frustrating me on one level, and getting me super interested and curious on another level. And it just keeps going back and forth. Oh my god! Okay, so I just sent my friend a Marco Polo about this book. I talk to her a lot about the books I'm reading. She enjoys it, and I enjoy talking about them. I tell her all the spoilery things that I can't mention in my reading vlogs. And so I read her most of the interview that I just read, because I was like, holy shit! I was like, I have to read you this interview. And then I turned the page and started reading out loud, not realizing I hadn't read that part myself yet. And I was like, oh my god! I was like, I haven't read that part yet. I was like, oh my god, is this what's gonna happen? That's what's gonna happen. Holy shit! Really? Really? Oh my god. 34 degrees plus humidity. And my phone screen is all wet now. Just immediately it got all wet coming into the car because it's disgustingly hot in here. Anthony has brought something to work. And I brought my book so I could read it in the car while he went into work, but he's just going in real quick, so there's no time. And I'm going to bed at 10 because I'm tired as frack. One, my Christmas lights are falling off, and I'm very sad about that. I can just get new stickies to keep them up, but I'm too lazy to do that apparently. Two, I work at 2 today, and it is 10:42 in the morning, and I have so far done basically nothing with my morning except shower and eat breakfast and watch the first episode of The Good Place, which I've already seen the first 2 seasons of The Good Place. I watched it like when it was on TV, and I'm really excited for season 3, but it's on Netflix, and I really like that show, so I rewatched the first episode while I ate my breakfast, and I'm about to just edit my August Document Your Life. It will already be up by the time this video goes up, so I'll link it in the corner for you if you want to watch it, or you haven't watched it yet, or whatever. It's going to have all the fun things I did in August. I did a lot of fun things in August. I honestly don't know how I'm going to fit it all into a 3 or 4 minute video. I thought that I completely failed this closing shift day, and wasn't going to have any time to read before going to work, but I have about 20 minutes before I need to leave, so I'm going to read. I'm treating myself to a very expensive and very tiny can of Perrier. gonna listen to my good old Saving Mason playlist on my way home, which I have linked in the description if you would like to listen to it. So I just read for about an hour. I'm almost done. I'm that far. And I have very mixed feelings about this book. Parts of it really frustrate me, parts of it are really good, so I don't know. Okay, so I just finished Sleeping Giants. I literally had like 4 pages left, so I finished it on my lunch. I predicted what was happening during some things that happened. I was right. It still gave me goosebumps when it was revealed, though. Although I wasn't, like, really right. I was, like, half right, and I can't explain to you how I was half right without giving anything away, but I was half right. And I'm definitely intrigued, and I would like to read the next one. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It was really good. There were some frustrating things, obviously. Mostly it was just the formatting, the way that there was lots of stuff that was left out, because there was like big time gaps between the new interviews and stuff like that, so there was a lot of information that I would have liked to know that we didn't really get to find out, or we like knew certain things happened because they just mentioned it in the interview that like, oh yeah, that happened like a while ago, and I'm like, oh, I would have liked to know about that and stuff. And then like the weird personal stuff that they talked about in the interviews that I don't think they would have talked about in interviews in real life. They would have been like, oh yeah, and then we had sex, and then we had sex this way, and no, I'm sorry. Other than that though, it was really good, like really good, because the stuff that happens in it's like insane. It was good. So yeah, 4 stars. I definitely would like to read the next one. Also, the interviewer was definitely by far the most intriguing and best character out of the book. Yeah, I don't know if I would want to be friends with him, but I loved him in the book. I feel like I might be kind of afraid to be friends with him because of some of the shit he does and the way he talks, but like, frig, he was great. He was the best character by far.